The Olokun within you is the ability to face the unknown. As you were being born, you were entering the unknown. You were at a very low level of consciousness, so at that point, you didn't know what you didn't know. Try to compare that to walking into a dark cave at night. You could be taking a risk of being attacked by a wild animal. You could be approaching unsafe conditions. You also could have nothing to worry about at all. The difference between this version of the unknown and the version of being born is awareness. You are aware that there could be danger. What will happen when you get inside is what's unknown. This version of the unknown is you do know that you don't know what's in that cave. Two versions of the unknown that we face throughout our lives are unknowns that we're unaware of and unknowns that we're aware of. If you were asked the question right now, what will the time, the date, and the cause of your death be, you wouldn't be able to answer that question. You know that day will come, but you don't know if it's in the next minute or maybe many years from now. If you're going to a doctor and you're getting tested for colon cancer, that's an unknown that will go one of two ways. You'll either get tested positive or negative. Before you go to the doctor's office, you're completely unaware of the outcome. What you're aware of is the direction the outcome could be. As humans, we're conditioned to fear the unknown. We weren't born fearing the unknown. That's behavior we've learned. The only fears we're born with are the fears of falling and the fears of loud noise. Every other fear we have is taught to us. The fear of not knowing the outcome usually results in calling on God. For most of us, that's the only time we ever call on God. If you have a family member who has currently or have in the past spent time in prison, they might be a perfect example. A lot of them will turn religious in jail. They may be facing not knowing the outcome of their release, the dangers in their environment, or if their significant other has moved on. So let's say the outcome goes in their favor. They get released. They survive the potential dangers of the environment, and their significant other is waiting on them when they get out. In most cases, within a short period of time, you'll notice a shift in their behavior. They may start off talking about God a lot, but as time goes on, it starts to wear off until it's completely gone. Then you won't really hear them talk about God until the next time they're in a situation where they're unaware of the outcome. So now let's go over two different unknowns: unwearable unknowns and awareable unknowns. Unawareable unknowns. Let's say you just graduated from high school and turned 18 the same week. You have parents who believe in the tradition that once you're grown, you leave the nest. You already have a job, plus money saved up for a place. You're surrounded by your family. As they celebrate your graduation, it's hard for you to stay focused. You know, in the back of your mind, you're going off into the world of the unknown. It's unknown to you, your outcome, struggles, decision-making, consequences, future occupations, survival methods, ability to budget, and also of what your future marital status will be. The first night that you sleep in your own place feels very different. You have to get used to your new surroundings and have to face the fact that now you're alone. No matter how many devices you turn on, everything around you seems quiet. The whole situation is new to you because you're entering the unknown. You no longer have your parents and siblings around. It's just you. The first night you come home from work, the house is quiet and dark. No food is cooked, so you have to prepare your own or order something. After several days of ordering out, you realize how expensive it is and that it doesn't align with your monthly bills. As you pay your monthly bills for the first time, you come face to face with the fear of not knowing if you'll have any money left over. That's another walk into the unknown. Up to that point in your life, your money was your money without the responsibility of taking care of yourself. Now you're in a sink or swim situation. If you manage your life right, you'll be able to keep your head above water. The fear of the unknown scares you into survival mode. Let's say you're 5 years past the unknown of independence. Another typo, that's okay. Now you've been dating your significant other for a while, and now talks of living together has been discussed. This is also an unknown situation that is called the unknown of interdependence. The two of you have different upbringings, habits, and family values. Now the unknown becomes, will you two be able to come together as a unit? 2 years passed, the relationship survived, and that unknown has become conquered. Now the two of you are one day away from being married. That's another unknown. Now there's a binding contract where the two of you cannot escape each other over a disagreement. What's scary about this unknown is you don't know how this will change your life. All you know is your life will change. This person has the ability to sign documents as you. This person has access to your money. This person has the power of attorney to make health decisions on your behalf if you're unable to. If you're unconscious on your deathbed, this person has the power to pull a plug. But lucky for you, marriage has been a success, but the unknown is not over yet. Congratulations! The two of you are now expecting a baby. Now the unknown that you're facing will be the ability to financially support the new addition to your family. This little bundle of joy is an extra mouth to feed and requires plenty of attention. If the two of you want to have a date night, that now requires a babysitter, which will cost you money. Breakups and divorces are not easy when children are involved. Having children will bond you together until they're grown. All situations like this don't end well, but lucky for you, yours did. And over the years, the two of you had several more children. Now let's get into awareable unknowns. Let's say that after high school, you decided to take a different route. You decided to join the army during times that your country is at war. After you take the placement test, your results qualify you for jobs that are on the front line. Of all the jobs you could have chosen from, you chose infantry. After being sworn in, you now have that bus ride ahead of you. You spend the last bit of time with your family and friends before you're ready to head off to basic training. As you leave your family, tears fill the eyes of everyone. Their unknown is not knowing if you're headed to war to fight right after basic training and if you'll survive if you do go. That's also your unknown, but you have several other unknowns as well. Your other unknowns are, where will you be stationed after basic training? Will you ever see your family again? What will happen next when you get off that bus? Those are the questions that are racing through your head. As you arrive at your destination, the mood has changed and the unknown is staring you right in the face. You hear nothing but screaming and yelling as you're being given orders. You make that one phone call to let your family know you arrived safely. Now your cell phone has been collected and locked away. We live in a world where technology plays a big part and cell phones are our main center of attention. This is also an unknown you are faced with. You no longer have access to text, phone calls, and browsing. Now most of the news that takes place in the civilian world becomes unknown to you because you no longer have access. But good news, you've completed basic training, and now you're stationed in a different country that I can't even pronounce, but it's somewhere in Asia. You never left your country since birth, so now you're faced with the unknown of going to a different environment than what you're used to, a different language spoken, different culture, and different food to eat. After a week of being there, you think to yourself, Mama never said there'll be days like this. Fast forward. Years have now passed, and you're currently stationed in your home country now. Over the years, you traveled the world at the government's expense and ended up not going to war after all. Let's break down the unknown of the scenario. You were aware that you could have gone to war. You were aware that you could have gone to war, but was unknown to you if or when it would happen, if it did. Going to basic training is an unknown you were aware of. You just weren't aware of how the experience would feel. You were also aware that this decision you made will sooner or later require you to leave your home country. Again, you were aware of that unknown. You just weren't aware of how the experience would feel. As you are one with your Olokun energy, you have the understanding that you will survive the unknown. The unknown can be very scary, so that's why the Olokun within you is your guide. It's okay to be afraid, but as you walk on your path to the unknown, you must do it fearlessly. Olokun is your protection. As you carry her trident down the dark path, the unknown will soon become the known.